Welcome to the POV podcast. It's season 3. Season 3 is all about African stories and African leaders. My name is Keitra. I've been your able host for 3 seasons. How amazing. And, we're coming to the end of the year. And every time I'm getting closer and closer to the end of the year, some of my achievements is to make sure I have met some of the people who are big and impactful on social media. One of them is Ngash, aka Baba Nyambu. Baba Nyambu is the CEO of Niko Digital, a well-known marketer, very interested and very anchored on digital marketing, but even more so on his profile, Tona Palachini, MCA Nyathuna.
Yes.
Nyathuna. He wants to vie for Nyathuna 2027. I think that's very exciting to see young people who are throwing themselves into the pitch for governance and leadership. He's going to be telling us more about that. But let's start with Baba Nyambu. If you had your way, how many kids would you have?
I'd say with capacity, 7.
7.
Yeah.
Saba.
Saba. Our grandma used to have like 12.
Even you want Ambogi?
Yes. We need to rebuild that structure again.
It's all I know. This time, a lot of people don't want to have so many kids because of the money.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the money is such a deterrent. But who is Ngash and who is Baba Nyambu? Who are these two different people?
I would say, let me start with Baba Nyambo. A name I take pride in, something that gave me purpose. And I would say it's one of my key achievements just to bring up a little girl, see her grow, impact her, and also just have, I would say, ego boosted. Just
How
becoming
is being a
father.
dad an ego boost?
Trust to me. You kind of feel a different energy within
Okay.
yourself.
Okay.
It's kind of divine. So I'll say
Kind of divine.
It's probably the best thing that have happens to my life.
Okay.
Besides everything else that I've been able to achieve throughout my career and my growth period. So
Wow.
I would say it's something I don't take for granted, something I take a day at a time, just trying to give her the best I can, and also trying to impact her, just to shape her, just to guide her to whoever she wants to become.
Okay.
So mine is much more of a guardian father, a dad, somebody she can always be proud of, but more so is just to see her grow, become whoever she wants. And at the end of my time, I'll say I'll probably be the happiest man just to know
Wow.
I brought her to this world.
I love that.
Yeah.
You've said something so beautiful, divine. I don't think
Yes.
I hear women say it. I've never really experienced a man saying it, but I know dads and daughters have some very crazy connection.
Yeah, sure.
Which is beautiful. Is there any lesson you've ever learned from Nyambu?
I would say, yeah, sure. Actually, for the past couple of 2 years, she's been very much more of me. In terms of expressing herself,
Okay.
being curious, just wanting to know how things work around. But I think one of the things I can actually see now, and some of the things that teachers are saying about her,
Yeah.
is about leadership. She wants to be in the midst of movers, people who can be able to connect each other, just trying to see everybody at peace. And those little things, which actually are very exciting to me
Yeah.
at this very particular moment.
Yeah.
I may not have directly taught her, but I think through observations, she have seen how I operate, how her mom operate, and I think she's adjusting to becoming a better her. So I
Wow.
think those small items, they may not be that visible to somebody outside here, but for me, it's something I'm actually very excited about. I was actually in school, when was it? On Friday. Yeah, it was actually on Friday where we were doing the reviews.
Yeah.
Nowadays, they don't do the report form like we used to do in our times.
Yeah.
So you have to sit down with the teacher, know how she's been doing, what she's been able to learn, what to expect from her. And I think that was a big takeaway. And also the fact that she is full of grace.
Yes.
So
There's a couple of lessons.
kanajifanya kamtu kadogo kazima.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a small adult, I'll say.
It's so inspiring to hear that someone can learn so much from a child. I think this is a new age of parenting.
Yeah, sure.
If you ever asked our parents if they learn anything from us, like nganga,
Okay.
nini.
Yeah, Kyoraji.
There's so many differences
Yeah,
between
sure.
that parenting and this.
Yes.
And I love the fact that we even had that discussion off air of how, millennials took parenting, of how, we understood life and how we're handling it right now. And I know there's so many lessons you've taken over the years.
Yeah, sure.
what is the one lesson you remember growing up in where you're vying? Because I know you're vying where you grew up.
Yes.
What's the one lesson you learned from the people of the area?
I think one big thing about the people and where I stay, it's much more of a family village. Everybody knows each other from every corner. Most probably you find somebody has just gotten married just around the corner. And I think one major response is the power of family and coming together when one of you is either having a good time or a bad time. So I think that's one of the big pickup we can be able to take from our areas. And over time, I think it has been able to help us build a much more stronger communities.
Okay.
And the structure we have put in place around those areas has been able to make, I would say, lifestyle and life events much more simpler, whether it's a burial, a wedding, rashios, and such kind of things. So people have been able to come together for as low as even 200 bob. And you're able to even do a burial within like 2, 3 days, 5 days, without even the immediate family even having to uptake any bill or any such kind of things.
So you guys come together a lot in Nyathuna?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll say there's a system we established some years back. It was
Yeah.
actually during COVID time.
Yeah.
It's usually called Overi. It's much more of the light of, I would say, like the light of Nyadona, the light of Gadega. So it's a really nice concept, a very simple one, but it enables everybody to participate equally. And everybody feels that this is part of my responsibility to support one of us whenever they have a grieving period, sickness, and such kind of things.
Wow.
So I would say it's a strong thing. It has taken roots in other areas. And I actually wish it was here for years. And I think this is just the right moment. And we hope to just continue to build more of such kind of ecosystems.
Odhero.
Odheri.
Odheri.
It's much more of the light.
Odheri light.
Yes.
Nuru Gizani.
Nuru Gizana, actually, yeah, sure.
Odheri in Nyathuna.
Yes.
Nyathuna. You have to say it like that. Am I
But
saying
it's
it
much
right?
more curated to the villages themselves. So you'll find Odheriwa Gadhiga, Odheriwa Karura.
Oh, it's something that it's in.
Yeah, it's within
Okay.
the village themselves.
Okay.
Within a certain community. So probably within a geographic areas of about like 3,000 people, they have their own, another area has their own. But particularly it's just to bring people within a certain locality, probably less or a 3 km radius, to just be together and support each other.
Is it done in churches, in community areas? How do you guys meet and how do you do this?
Actually, it's a social construct, I'll say. So it's mainly run by volunteers, members of the society. So practically, it works in a very simple mechanism. You register for 100 bob. Whenever there's a funeral, you just contribute 200 bob.
Wow.
As
I
simple as
love
that.
that. Do you know there's so much cost that come to putting a burial together because it's such an
Yes.
immediate thing.
Yeah, sure.
Death is very unplanned.
Yes.
So to hear that there are smaller communities within the villages, within the counties, within the wards that are already doing something,
Yes.
I think it's amazing. And let's take it on a national level. We've seen Kenyans change.
Yes.
We've become very self-initiative people. Where there's one, we've seen someone like Eric Omondi has Sisi kwa Sisi,
Yeah.
where he'll be like, Baringo ni kubaya,
Yes.
tuko hapo.
Tuko hapo.
Now, you've said Nyathuna, we're there. Nairobi, we're there.
Yes.
Where do you feel like this shift came from, where we're no longer waiting for serikali tafadhali? Because there's a time we'd say serikali tafadhali.
Yeah, sure.
Now it's, we are coming together as the people of this area and we're doing what we need to do.
Yeah, sure. I think it has a history by itself. And I think since independence, we have never had good social, I would say, structure established by governance or by the government of the day. And I think people have taken it upon themselves to support each other. Sometimes the government seems to be less to react to something, and probably that thing may be detrimental to the people around or the whole society as one. And I think also in the core of us, we love each other. We have that thing of holding each other's hands, being a good neighbor. And I think it's something we take for granted. As much as we may label each other tribalists, I don't know what, this and that, we still love each other to the core. If you see the thing like Sisi kwa Sisi, nobody asks who Kate is, who Ngash is. They don't care about your tribe, where you come from. They just know it's a brother who need help.
Yes.
And we all come together.
A Kenyan needs us.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's something that I think trickles down from the national level now to the world's levels, to the village levels. And I would say it's something the government or the social a body responsible for such kind of initiatives to borrow from the people. Because I think we work in a backway mechanism
Okay.
where government build things for the people rather than building system which people need. Yes.
I
So we
like
need to
that.
do it in reverse.
Yes.
What do I need as a person?
Yeah.
And try to build along those lines. Yeah.
Because you see, when you're building things that the people don't need, I feel like it's more performative than productive.
Yes.
So, oh yeah, we can see he did something. Oh, they've built homes.
Yes.
They've dug a well. Does that area need a well or a cattle dip?
Exactly.
Do they need
Yes.
beehives or do they need schools?
Yes.
I think let's be more productive than performative, and I like that. That's a beautiful perspective to have. And I know we've already gone too political, so we can stick on that trail, kidogo. Before we go personal and into the life of D Ngash.
Yeah.
It gets scary when you see someone very passionate about politics like yourself.
Yes.
Huyu hata ameka ile pati anasimama nayo.
Kabisa.
Sitasema. So I am not in the business of promoting this side or the other side. But I am in the business of going to the core of things and understanding the truth of things. We have seen young people stand and want to vie for positions like you have.
Yes.
Wanaingia kule ndani.
Yeah.
Unaona pale Parliament Road. Sijui kama unajua hiyo area. Pale Parliament Road. Opposite
Yeah,
KICC.
yeah.
Kuna kana building fulani pale very protected.
Yes.
Hiyo building protected, sio kila mtu anaingiaga.
Yes.
I see the only people who ingia is students when they're going for a visit.
For a kind of a watch.
Parliamentary visits. They see how it works.
Yes.
But most of the people who enter there and get a salary from there, it's like they turn off their brain as soon as they get into that door. The brain turns off, and then the stomach opens up.
Yes.
For me, it's sad.
Yes.
Seeing young people in those seats and still not fighting for what is needed.
Yeah, sure.
And still not being vocal. I don't know if D Ngash is the same person we're going to be expecting inside those walls.
I would say probably I've never been in politics before. This is my first trial. I would say I'm less of a politician and much more of a strategist.
Okay.
Somebody who gets things done. And it's in this manner. I think when Kibaki was here, back in the days, there was something we used to call Vision 2030. I don't know even it still exists or is still in progress. And I think the brain behind that one was to give us a roadmap as to where we want to go.
Yeah.
Then break it down to maybe phases where we could do something in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. But I think the politics we've been having for the past 10, 15 years has been so disorienting that we forgot where we want to go or where we want to be as Kenya. And I think this is a very good time where we need to go back to such kind of a system where we want to know what do we need to do for the people, what do we need to do for the country, what do we want to do for the institutions that we have. Because I believe the country is as good as its systems and its people. So if we don't build the system up again, uproot what was there, and bring new ideas, new strategies, new ways of working, then I don't think we'll be able to get out of the rope. I'll go to parliament, I'll become one of them. But if we get a group of people who can be able to sit down, draw a strategy, regardless whether it's on a ward level, constituency, national level, and then have the right people to work within those systems, I don't see us going forward.
Are you not those people?
Well,
you have extruded yourself. You've separated yourself. I'm like, when you're not going to be those people?
Now, this is the issue we've been having. Most of us have been hiding behind the corporate boardrooms.
Yeah.
For a very, very long time.
Yeah.
We have good ideas, good strategies, know how system works, know how technologies work. But I think we've been laid back, just saying, watch out to watch up. I'm not a politician.
Yeah.
But I think it's a high time now we kind of come out, bring the ideas we usually have in the boardrooms, interact with the people, and now build up a new Kenya, not probably a new Kenya, but a new system that will outlive ourselves. Because currently what we have, we are not even sure what will happen tomorrow. We don't know how it will happen within the health sector because we don't have something solid which is working. We don't have something that is workable within the NPS, that is the National Police Service. So I think that I would say ambiguity or lack of sense of directions is what is making people feel afraid, and people are coming out to say, I want to play a part in becoming an agent of the change that I want to see.
Okay.
And that's why everybody, I can say, for the past like 2 years, we have seen a new awakening of proactiveness within generations. Yes.
No longer are people waiting for another person to save them, they want to do it themselves.
Yes,
And I think
exactly.
that's where we're seeing the trickle down of things like Oderi, which I really encourage. I won't lie, but want the same around my area. And I think I was asked recently if I'd want to vie, and I said yes to. But I said I don't think anyone should vie if they have never served the community. What do you say about that?
Yes, I know. Because a community can be defined in different ways. A
Okay.
community can be about 5 people, 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people.
Okay.
And I think the way we approached community service for a long time is a little bit screwed.
How?
Because the reason I think those guys along that road in Nairobi, why they usually go and change is because the way they serve the community is much more of an investment to the community
Yeah.
than trying to recoup the same once they get to those seats.
Yes.
A community can be about like 5 people who probably need your services, need your expertise, and you make change within those small circles. Then you expand the circles to probably 100 people, 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And we need to now go back and see how much of an impact have I been able to make, even with the people I work with. Can they define me as a leader? Can
Yeah.
they define me as somebody who can be dependent on? Can they define me as somebody who will not let them down? And those are the kind of society we should start building up with. So before I go even to Nyathuna, have I been able to establish a business or maybe a corporation that works well, that has well-defined systems,
Yeah.
that has been able to maybe do advocacy in something? Because again, when you go to parliament, the games now goes back to what you have learned in the course of your life experiences.
Okay.
Yeah, those strategic partnership, collaborations, working with CBLs and such kind of things, they all come back to the table. But if you have never had such kind of experiences, now how are you going to serve a constituency? How are you going to serve a whole county? So it's a game of knowing or defining your own community, then expanding it to the different, I'll say, angles of community, whether it's socio, economical, or even somehow political. So it has its own definition, I'll say.
I've had the yes. The no is where I'm like, why are you saying no? I feel like you have to serve the community because I feel like
Yeah.
service to the community is like your license that you can be able to work for any big career, and not any career that is small, but let me just talk about the initial ones that we were taught. We're talking engineering, medicine, legal. You had to serve either in a law court or a local hospitality, or you've engineered something. You had to do something
Yes.
for you to be like, okay, now you can do
You
this.
can do.
So why not the same with Parliament?
It's a give or take for me, from my end.
Yeah.
A no. I would say a no because community services come at a different time,
Okay.
with under different circumstances, and sometimes it actually comes out naturally. You may not actually know that you're serving the community while you're actually doing it. It may be your voice, your action, or something that you have done incognito.
Ah.
So probably even for myself, the reason why most of my people want me to become their MCA or to run for that seat is because they have seen me do something, whether it's through the voice I've been able to represent them with in their social circles, and advocacy for this and this and that. But maybe for myself, I may not see that as social community work or something of that sort. So I let the people define what serving the community looked like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we just wanted to put mikakati on who
Yes.
should vie, who shouldn't, because I feel like there's so many unscrupulous people in the streets, are very unscrupulous people joining parliament. You look back, you're like, how is this criminal getting? Aliingiaje kwa hii kiti? Nani alimuingisha? And what do you think about the narrative of having a godfather? And in that perspective, I'd like you to highlight the fact that one of the biggest custodians of ODM has passed away, who is a godfather of some sort to some politicians.
Yeah, sure.
What do you think about that?
I'll tell you, in every sector that we serve, we always need hands to hold on.
Okay.
And I think from a political perspective, I would say I think the reason we usually get it wrong is because we never learn from the people who are ahead of us. And I can actually say at the moment, the godfathers who I have are probably not even politicians directly. I've worked previously with politicians. I've seen their move, their way of work, and such kind of things.
Yeah.
Something probably I was like, I don't want to be exactly like that person.
Okay.
I may want a different perspective of how to become a politician, but a much more ethical one. So the kind of godfathers we are having currently are people who can be able to
Yeah.
strike a balance between the two. How to be proactively in a political ways and how to execute the promises that you have to the people. And I would say, and I'll take examples of Baba. He's been a person or a father who's been on the scenes, I think, since we were born or even before we were born.
Yeah.
And I think watching his journey, to some, he may have done the right thing. He may have done wrong the right things by probably being the pillars to probably his political party, I'll say ODM. But I think fundamentally he has been of significant change that we are actually experiencing now in the country.
Yeah.
The new constitution, the expression, the freedom of media, and the kind of things. So I think he set the foundations, and now I believe it's our times to build upon it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think pegging on people who have been there before to guide you is good. But now, what happens when now, like what has happened, they're stepping out?
Yes.
You know, wewe ulikuwa umeshikilia Ngash, sasa Ngash ametoka. Destabilize.
Yes.
And I will say this, and we put into perspective, transitioning from the Kibaki government to the Uhuru government, if you look at some of the people Kibaki had brought into governance, very well-standing people. I feel like he selected top-tier people.
Yeah, sure.
When you come to Uhuru, I felt like, especially the second term, and even a little bit of the first term, some of the people who are sitting in the significant seats, so talking ministries and things like that, you look at the CV, you're like, where?
Nani amekuweka hapa?
And then now we come to the current government. You're like, where? You know, the credentials
How did you get here to begin with?
Yeah, the credentials keep going down.
Yeah, sure.
And you're like, some of the people who have been steered into, because you see, godfathers do play a certain role. And let's not call them godfathers, let's call them mentors.
Yes.
Because godfather,
Sure.
it sounds like a mafia. You don't want to do that. Some of these mentors, do you feel like they all made the right decisions, especially transitioning from Kibaki's government to Uhuru to now? Because some of the mentors, I'm like, how did we let this person go this far in government? Maka governor. And I'm not saying any government.
The best we could ever have.
I'm not saying any government, any governor in particular. I might be even talking about governors in Tanzania. Where?
Kumewaka.
Kumewaka huko kwingine kwa niba.
That's actually something we never expected.
Yeah, we're going to get into that in just a few. But how do you feel about the selection of leaders from Uhuru? Let's go back. Kibaki, Uhuru, like that. I might have my opinion, but from a lens of where you've worked with some of them, you can tell me what you think.
I think those are totally two different kind of worlds altogether. Remember Kibaki came in when the whole country wanted a fresh, new government and new ways of doing things. Kibaki did his things. He brought a lot of change that was visible to our eyes, things we could be able to feel the value, including the free education, secondary school, better healthcare, and such kind of things. Then I think they did one big thing together with Baba.
Yeah.
They brought in the new constitutions. And what that meant, it was a new system, a new strategy that did not have, I'll say, prior expertise in terms of implementation. So it was, I would say, hands-on kind of operations from a governance side.
Okay.
We did not have governors, we did not have women rep, we did not have senators. So this is something you're reading from the constitution. This is what you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to implement it on the go. So I think that transition required quite a number of extensive expertise from different fields. And I think Uhuru did very well with his first term.
Yeah.
He was able to bring in good people who could be able to deliver, besides the politics that was around during that period. And I would say we are still in the growth phase. We are still growing as a country in terms of actualizing the 2010
Gosh,
constitution.
we're still growing.
Yes, it's a big document.
I think we're
a
60.
huge
How old are we? We're 67 now?
No. In terms of the new constitution, it came in 2010. We are now 15 years in.
Mimi naangalia
It's just
1963.
because
We are
things are
60 year
moving too
olds.
fast. Yes, we are 60 years old. I think 63 now as a
Yeah,
country,
yeah.
independence.
Mm.
But in terms of a new system, we are only 15 year old.
Mm.
And I think we are at a very fast pace where the common mwananchi want things to move at a much more accelerated pace.
Okay.
And I think that you see how government usually have its own bureaucracy. They need to go through this process. Mwananchi and your patience. We don't have that kind of a patience. But I also think on your point, like we have not had the best talents to implement these things. Yes, that's true. I totally agree with you. And I think we had a much more high hope when we were bringing in Ruto in. We thought he could be the best to nail it.
Yeah.
In terms of now making sure the constitution goes as we wanted, the structures are working, the system are working. But want to us. It's kind of now we are going in reverse, just, I don't know.
I feel like we're stuck in a twilight zone, but also I think I said it on another podcast. I feel like we're facing our karma. We might be deserving of what we have.
Yeah, sure.
Until we learn what we are deserving, we will continue facing
But
the
for how
same
long are we going
problems.
to learn?
No, it's us to learn.
Yes.
Unajua saa zingine, there are tests you will go through. And I think this is something I pinch myself and I tell myself a lot. If you go through the same lesson 5 times, it's you.
It's you actually. No, it's you.
Yeah, because ulifunzwa sasa ni uchange jibu. Kama ulifanya A, sasa fanya B. C, D. You know you're given choices.
Yes. But say to go A, B. We still have to do C now. In
Itabidi
2027.
mjaribu C.
Now, if we try to see in 2027 and still not run, then yours are
Sasa ni yenyu.
Sasa ni
Yeah,
sisi.
this was
Shida ni
our
sisi.
lesson.
Yeah.
The government we have right now is really our lesson. If we haven't learned it yet, I don't think we'll ever learn it. And that's a little bit scary, especially for Kenyans, to know that if we don't make the right choice, we will, be in problems.
There are consequences on that.
And I think you've been very adamant with pushing for people to take their kuras.
Yes.
Umwambia watu chukueni kura. If you ever see Ngash's posts, you'll see him na party yake hapo juu na anaambia tu chukueni kura. How do you feel about the turnout now? How are you encouraged about the turnout now? And do Kenyans really even have power to vote in the first place? Ama hii ni all gimmicks?
I think as we stand now, at the end of, we are now in November,
Yeah.
end of October, the numbers that are coming out from IBC are quite, I would say, totally heartbreaking.
Yeah.
This is not what we expected, given what we have gone through the past 2 years. The numbers are not encouraging at all. And we've been trying at our level best to just bring out people to vote, to change their voting areas, and just trying to kind of pull them together. But I think one of the, I would say, challenges that we've been finding is how IBC is doing it to begin with. You'll find within one constituency, it's only one office which is doing it, which is the IBC office. Kitambo, you could see them in the village, next to a stage, in churches, and such kind of things. But I do believe, I think I had the IBC chairperson mentions, probably in the next few months, they'll be able to roll these agents to the grassroots levels, and we hope the number will be able to be built up. And I think also the generations that we're having are not taking these things seriously. That's the only weapon that we have for 2027. And mostly, I think most of the millennials have their IDs, but probably not registered as voters. Some of the Gen Z don't have their ID yet, and that means they cannot be able to register as voters.
Yeah.
So number one, we have the issue of ID. I think the president mentioned now it's free, but now we only have I think 6 months to do that for free. So everybody should be able to take advantage of that.
Kila mtu.
But to begin with, it should be for free. Sisi hatukuchukua ID na pesa. That's why we are paying these taxes to begin.
I know, because I took my, I did, no, but you do replacement ndo nalipanga 100.
Yeah, we used to do 100 bob.
Yes.
Yes.
I did, I know, I remember I did
the
a
initial ID was
replacement.
supposed to be free.
Yeah. But this one apparently is also going to be having an expiry date. So many things are changing. And I don't like it. It's risky. But then you see there's so many inconsistencies with what the government said and what Huduma Center said.
Yeah, sure.
So you're like, okay, what is this confusion?
Now, actually, it brings out another thing, like how is this government communicating?
Yeah.
Because there's no way a president can say this. Yes, the institution he has instructed to do that one doesn't have a memo or an official notice that is supposed to happen. So those contradicting things kind of paints a bad picture of even how the basics of governance is being done.
Yeah.
Because an ID thing should be a very basic thing.
It paints a bad picture, but also it tells us something, gives us information. Disorder tells you something.
Yes.
I don't know if you're catching it.
Yeah.
What does it tell you? I want you to be the one to say it. I don't want to be the one to say it.
I think from the initial, because I'm also in the communication industry,
Yeah.
I think the communication law within the government is extremely poor. Probably things are just decided on the boardroom, mentioned on the street, but not followed up in terms of implementations. So, and I think that's what's creating a lot of frustrations, because even on my end, if I promise a client I'll deliver on this one and don't do it,
The information has to trickle down
it
from
has to trickle
boardroom
down.
to execution
Yes.
to mwananchi.
Precisely. So I think so many things are in the head of from the top to the parastatals, to the things, but the people who are supposed to execute the orders or the instructions are not able or do not have the capacity to do
They are not even aware.
They're not even aware that this thing is supposed to happen. So I would actually be very much more interested to have a sit down with somebody working in government to just know how the communication structure is working around. Because it feels like with all the expertise we have in Kenya, is this the best we can be able to do?
Is this the best way you guys can communicate?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you feel like hata kama serikali inachapwa, si mutuite, we can do pro bono if you need to align these things. We need to get it right.
But there's a big risk right now. I know
Yeah.
you've seen it. Anytime someone sits next to the people in government right
Yeah,
now, you get a lot of smear campaign.
Yeah, sure.
Like you can't come back to the people and say, yani ulienda ukakaa na hawa watu.
Yes. Yeah.
Ulienda ukakaa meza moja na watu kama hawa.
Now you see. And that's kind of waste the 5 years we have had. Because no progress will be there.
Yeah.
We have no track record of what has happened.
Yeah.
As much as they may say something is happening, from our end, as the end users, we cannot be able to see any progress. Honestly. Because Kitambo, like the way I mentioned that on free education, very visible.
Yeah.
NHIF, very visible.
Yes.
Currently, if I go to the hospital, I'm not even sure if what is
You'll get-
shift, whatever.
Sha,
that
shi,
thing
sho,
happens,
shu.
yeah, whatever happens. I'm not even so sure what it will cover for me. Even a very basics government services have no clear communication. What am I supposed to do? How much am I supposed to pay? There's no clear structures. I would say somebody who is self-employed, you'll find that you're supposed to pay like, let's say, 42,000 annually. God
What?
damn it, I'll rather do even a private insurance for myself.
You can't be able to keep track of exactly what the government is doing.
Yes.
And I think that is dangerous.
Yes.
It's going to, as you said, it's going to hurt our transition. There's something you touched on, and I want to go there. Right now, our heart goes out to the people of Tanzania.
Yeah, sure.
I know by the time this is going to be airing, maybe something new will have developed.
Sure.
But from where we are recording right now, the president who is sitting right now, who is Samia Suluhu, who is the president right now, and also has been also inaugurated
Yeah, sure.
as the president as we speak. There's been a lot of news of attacks and also violence against the people of Tanzania. Let's put that on pause. We go upstairs, kidogo, Sudan. There's been a lot of videos of what's happening in Sudan, and we cannot be quiet. We cannot ignore that.
Sure.
Higher. Here in Kenya, back in June 2025, and even 2024, we saw a lot of violence happening. And also in Baringo, there is violence that has been going on. We keep on forgetting that in Baringo and Lamu
Kerio Valley.
and Kerio Valley,
Yes.
there are areas that are still mad with a lot of violence.
Yes.
East Africa is looking a little scary.
Yes.
I've not even gotten to Eritrea,
Yeah.
some spots in Ethiopia. There's so many pockets, Somalia. There's so many pockets of war we're seeing in East Africa.
Yeah, sure.
And aside from the MCA of Nyathuna, you will sit on platforms and on forums
Yeah, sure.
where we will have the question of East Africa.
Yes.
Because at one point we'd want you to speak for the voice of East Africa.
Yeah, sure.
Tuko wapi, tunaelekaaje na kufanya nini?
I think, let me
Sorry.
start with TZ. I think from what we are saying through the internet, because again, I think
Yeah.
the media there is not able to broadcast what's truly happening on the ground.
Yeah.
It's quite a saddening thing. And this not something we know or even feel Tanzania could ever become. I think I saw some memes online saying the last rebellion that was there was the Majimaji one. And now there's the new one. So
1990 what? 1960,
1905, I
1970s,
don't know who was
even
doing them.
60s.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's quite saddening, and I don't think TZ really needed to come to this. The country is too big. The needs for democratic coexistence of political parties
Yeah.
needs to be assured. I don't think Mama Samia really had that kind of a challenge. He could just have allowed the opposite to participate, do better campaigns, do better communication, and just make the nations move forward. Most probably because she was on the seat of power, she had a better advantage of winning the elections to begin with.
Of course.
But I think the direction they have taken now has moved Tanzania to a whole different look and feel, and I don't know what even to say. And I remember sometimes back, I think either earlier this year or last year, she mentioned when the Gen Z were doing the demos here, alikuwa anasema kwa jirani kuna waka. Now, even her country is not even burning. The blood is on the street. And it's being executed by his own people, his own military, his own police. And it's something we don't want Africa to become, or to continue being.
Yeah.
The same happening with Southern Sudan.
Yeah.
We are in the year 2025. What is this that is too much that people cannot have a sit down, have a conversation, agree, and make people coexist peacefully, share the resources, grow together as a nation? And I don't know what happened with these people when they get to power, that it becomes about them. And I believe in this life, there's enough for everybody. Yes.
There's enough cake for
There's enough for everybody. This world have existed for billions of years. Haijaisha. We'll be here.
Yeah.
In the next 50, 70 years, we'll be out. Other people will be in. And the only thing we are going to take out with us is who we were, the changes we made, the progress we made, and then our time is out, and then we'll be gone. So I don't think that's really echoes in the mind of these leaders, politicians, and that's the narrative we want to change going forward for Kenya, the whole of East Africa, and the whole of Africa.
Yeah.
Already the world knows we are a gem.
They're aware.
They are very aware.
We are the star.
We are the star. We have the best expertise. We are not in the 1950s any longer. The opportunities now are within the East Africa, South Africa, and the West Africa. And I think we need to come back to our senses.
Okay.
We really need to come back to our senses, know what Africa stands for, the opportunities which are there for everybody, whether you are old, young, or newborn, and structure them in a way that they are much more of generational kind of wealth for us or progress. So in future, probably MCA is a start, and there's a reason why I started at the world level.
I like that.
And hopefully in the near future, I'll go up to the country levels, probably in the national levels. And if God gives me the grace and the will, kukua Mr. President, which is a scary job to begin with.
Amen.
But we hope we really need to get the fundamentals right before we go to the next levels. And I know we have the capacity, the goodwill, across our generations, the Gen Z, the millennials, and even our parents, to make the change that we want. And we are the people to do it.
I love what you said. There's enough cake for everyone, and there's
sure.
enough for everyone to be able to have. And I think for Africa, that's the biggest message I have. And I can't wait to see, what you're going to be doing in Parliament. Nangoja. Sijui kama nichukue kura kwenyu. Vile kusupport.
Kama uko nayo change. I can actually offer free transport.
Aya we.
Kwa IBC na kupeleka. Lunch, nini, kuja.
Bora uchukue kura.
Bora tu uko nayo.
Cha muhimu ni uchukue kura.
Yes.
I hope everyone's going to take a vote. And I think I wish you all the best on that frontier. I think it's really exciting. I want to shift gears into your other career. And this is marketing CEO of Niko Digital.
Yeah, sure.
Niko Digital has been on for, I think, over 5 years now, no?
Now we are 8 years old since we got incorporated. But we are operational as a business now almost 12 years. Yes.
You're not joking with people.
Yes.
Niko Digital is not a joke. And when you look at his profile, you find he has over 128,000 followers. Waiting for Ngash to tell us something. Akisema ngwe watu wanasonga hivi. Akisema ngwa watu wanasema hivi. Social responsibility, especially on social media, is given to people with great numbers, of course. We expect you to say something and you mean it. To stand for something and you mean it. What is the bad thing of having over 128,000 followers on socials?
I think from my end, it's been quite an easy journey because again, I think my social profile has
Yeah.
been much more of shared thoughts.
Shared
What
thoughts.
yeah, what you think, what I think, how do we have these conversations all together? Your opinion matters, mine matters, and then what's the better good for everybody? So I think since I joined the digital platform back in 2007, thereabout, and when now these new generation social media came in, Instagram, the likes of Twitter, I think I stuck with Instagram, which was much more visual.
Yeah.
And my goal was just to share our day-to-day life experiences. It may be a good laughter, a serious thing in politics,
Yeah.
some chaos happening here and there,
Okay.
and just wanting to know what's on people's mind, truly. Because if you know when Facebook came, on your status, it used to ask you what's on your mind.
Oh,
But
what
did
are you
that
thinking about?
conversation really go beyond that one? So over the years, I've been able to nurture, I would say, conversations around now businesses, relationships, just friendship, social settings, now politics, crisis, and any conversations goes by. And I think the key lessons I've taken from that, it's all come back to people, what they think,
Okay.
what's on their mind, truly what's on their mind, and what do they think should be the next step.
Okay.
Yes.
There's something you still haven't answered me. The dark side of the 128. Because they're seeing you give your opinion, and sometimes they're like, how dare you say that? You know, you think Samia Suluhu should do this, or
Yeah.
you know, 128 is such a mass
It's a
number
massive
of
number.
people,
Yeah.
and a lot of them have something to say.
Yes.
A lot of them have a way they'd want you. Why don't you talk about this? You didn't
Yes.
talk about this. How can you stand for this? Oh, I don't like the way this photo looks.
Yes.
And also, they could have a look into your life.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't want it to go there, but some would be like, oh, we want to see this Nyambu, show us this.
Yes.
You know, Nyambu shouldn't dress like this. That 128 has a dark side to it. I don't know
Yeah,
if you've
sure.
experienced anything.
I would say from my end, it's a little bit much more low. I think on digital, men have much more grace.
You think so?
Yes. And it depends on the angle.
Unajaribu kusema nini?
Nakwambia, from a man's angle,
Yeah.
depending on the kind of topic you try to cover, especially when they are not based on your personal life, you have much more grace than women. From my experience.
Okay.
The only dark side I think I've seen is when conversations goes to the extreme, you really did not see it coming, and you now really need to call people down, either work with numbers, fact, or try to bring them to a point of reasoning. Because sometimes the emotion may be too high, you may have divergent opinions, and it may actually go to a point of chaos.
Let's buckle down to one exact moment.
Yes.
One altercation on socials.
Probably not personal,
Okay.
but much more aligns to politics. My decisions have been very vocal on where I stand. Even on this government, I'm quite responsible.
You've really said what you mean.
I truly brought this government in, and actually even the previous one.
You voted for, you participated in bringing this government in.
Actively participated in communication strategies for government.
Hiya.
So
Look at you.
I know
You are the
what
reason
happened
where
there.
we are.
Yeah, I'm actually the
You.
reason why. I'm actually the reason why you voted with the teams that we've been able to work with. And some of the people actually knows that. And when you are working from, I would say from a strategy levels, you know this is what we want to communicate with the people, because the leaders who is in charge can be able to deliver from that side. And when those now conversations are retriggered, I'm happy. Most of the conversation we have had with mature people,
Yes.
who are able to tell you, you are responsible, you take the responsibility, and then what's the best way forward? Will you do it again?
Because they'll be like, you're saying that now.
Yes.
Ulikuwa kwa
Nyinyi
hiyo.
mlileta hii
Nyinyi ndio mlikuwa kwa hii government. Nyinyi ndio mlikuwa mna nini?
Yes. And
You
now you are
know?
backfiring. You are the person who is castigating. the
And
same
now
government.
you're stepping back.
Yes. So I would say I take it easy. I've learned how to control my emotions, the outburst. So over the years, I've seen people go on high, on lows, and I think also now working in the marketing and knowing how people operate from a psychological level, I'm able to know how to talk to somebody in terms of tone, choice of words.
Yeah.
And I think that has given me, I would say, mwanya wa kupenya tu katikati.
Kamwanya.
I usually end up I'll not say winning. We usually come out all as winners. It's a
Okay.
win-win for everybody.
I will respect that you're able to change your mind.
Yes.
I respect people who are able to change their mind. That, yeah, it is true. I supported da 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 da, but now I don't support them.
Yes.
Seeing what they have done, I don't. Most people, not so many people are able to change their minds.
Yeah.
And people sometimes are swayed by events and not actual facts.
Yes.
Not really events, but people are swayed by words and not facts.
Yes.
And I have to respect someone who is able to say, I sat here and I participated in this, but I no longer side with that.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Does that bring a risk to you moving forward? Because they're like, okay, if he can jump from here to here, maybe he's not loyal, because also it questions your loyalty.
Yes. Sure. I think it begins with a sense of responsibilities.
Okay.
We carry too much on our shoulders, especially when you're doing something that has impact on so many people's life.
Okay.
And when you move out of what you promised the people, it starts eating you out. You'll try all the methodologies that are available, the remedies and such kind of things, but when something is not longer workable or is shifting right opposite of what you promised the people, I think it's honorable for you to pull yourself out and probably find another better solutions.
Yeah.
I know this happens mostly in politics where there's no loyalty. And sometimes, yes, in the current political scenes we have, I would say that plays a very big part.
Yeah.
But I think we should much more see it as a sense of responsibilities from the people who are kind of having a diverged thought or break up within the political circles. So for me, if you see me moving out of something, I've tried my level best to see a way we can rework on what we promised the people. I know things change along the way.
Okay.
Strategy changes along the way. It may shift. The way of execution may change. But if the core, the promise of what really needed to be done changes, or probably it's something that I cannot be able to stand for, then Rosafi, I don't want to be part of that business.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And I think the breed of Kenyans we have now respect us enough to be like, okay, if they're not standing for this, then they're a good person.
Yeah.
If they're standing for this, they're this kind of person.
Yes.
I really am grateful to see how you're able to shift like this. And I want to get into now your marketing world.
Yes.
Because you have a background in marketing. That's why you have Niko Digital, among many other, endeavors.
Yes.
And, marketing is not an easy job.
Yeah, sure. For sure. It's beautiful, girls, I would say.
How did you land on that as a career? And why?
Quite a backstory on it. So I'll take it back to the ecosystem of digital media and social media. So back in the days in 2007, 2009, it was a new world where people could connect to each other.
Yeah.
So not so many people had interest around how people connect with each other. It used to be a phone call, an SMS, an email, and the kind of something.
Yeah.
So when we got to the social media world, I remember I really had a very big fight with my dad because I actually bought my first phone when I was in Form 3.
Allah.
It was a Nokia N95.
Hiyo ilikuwa gani?
phone ya mababi. Ilikuwa inatoka 45k.
My friend. Hiyo ni ile ilikuwa inasonga juu hivi.
Yes, that one,
It had a nice camera, I remember.
Yeah, sure. And my dad is the kind of dads who, if you're not doing something physical, then you're wasting your time.
Mambo ya digital.
Hata kazi yenyu ni simu. You say, that's my typical dad. Kazi yenyu ni simu, kushinda kwa simu, huwezi fanya kitu ingine. So that was my dad. Yeah, na computer and such kind of things.
Yeah.
So I think I found myself in that space. But I think deep within me, I could see something probably that I could not explain, but a very big potential. And I think now when I got to campus, I saw a very big gap in terms of brands connecting with people. And I started off with simply connecting people through Facebook pages, Facebook groups, and such kind of things.
Yeah.
Now that's what brought in Niko Digital. Niko Digital is a word I would say came deep after a soul search. And Niko Digital is simply means I'm digital.
Niko Digital.
Ukienda kwa shosho yako kama anatumia WhatsApp, if the first time meet, she will actually tell you, by then Niko Digital.
Niko.
Yeah, Niko
Niko
Digital.
kwa
Sasa
WhatsApp.
Niko Digital.
Niko
Sasa
WhatsApp.
Niko Digital.
I like
borrowed
that.
that name from that concept. That's how I built
It's
up Niko
very
Digital.
catchy and quick, and
Yeah, it's
I like
very
it.
quick, yeah.
Yeah.
And the goal here was to create a digital ecosystem where everybody is enabled, whether it's from Amaboga, whether you're in the Western Kenya, Malsabi. It's an ecosystem where everybody is digitally enabled in communication, business, structures, and the likes. So
Yeah.
that's how I started off to build Niko Digital. We started off with small enterprises, personal brands, and now later on we moved to industries where now we dealt with hospitality. We have extensively done agriculture and entertainment. Actually, entertainment has formed a big part of my career, the
Okay.
entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And now later on will come now out of the network we built, we are able now to get into government, into society, CBOs, NGOs, and the likes. So we have had quite extensive experience dealing with different people. And I think that has really, I would say, made me a jack of many trades.
Okay.
I would say a master of none. But I've mastered a lot by dealing with different people in different fields and
Yeah.
having different perspective and knowing how things work.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's essential. When you know how things work, whether it's farming, whether it's government, whether it's communications, whether it's beauty industry, that's the core of it. And I think that thing of being a master of one, Elisha, we diversify.
Yes.
I tell people if there's someone I'm very inspired by and people find it a little bit weird when I say it, it's someone like Kim Kardashian. And let me explain why. The lady has really evolved.
Yeah.
The evolution from this to this to that. That's something we want to see.
Yeah.
The evolution of D Ngash, I think, is one I want to watch.
Yeah.
Will it be televised or not?
I'd say there'll be B-rolls. There'll be B-rolls.
Allah?
Yeah, sure.
Mshaskia.
Yes.
Mshaskia.
But mentioning about evolution,
Yeah.
I think I'm staying in that phase. I never knew I'll come out of the marketing world and now move to the political, the social service kind of social settings.
Yeah.
So I believe I'm still growing. I'm still evolving. I don't know what tomorrow holds for me. And I think that's what's make me get excited about life.
I like
What
that.
tomorrow may bring.
Yeah.
So long as I'm alive today, I know there's something for me today. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'm ready for it. So long I'm still breathing. So it's quite an exciting journey, I'll say.
I can imagine it's unfolding every day.
Yes.
Let's go back to this Ngash. Ako kwa simu kila saa.
Yes.
Ananunua kanokia sijui what.
Yes.
Anabishana na mzazi.
Yes.
There's so many mistakes that we make as young people.
Yeah.
What was a life-changing mistake that you remember? That till to date you're like, we, iyo walai, venye nilitoka hata misijui. Venye niliomoka hata misijui.
I would say particularly within my life, and I think I can peg these with the structures we've been brought with. I think I've made so many bad financial decisions. I'm a very big risk taker. When I see an opportunity, I can kind of know if 1 + 1 can be equals to 2, then I'll figure out how 2 + 2 will be equals to 4. And then I'll go all in.
Yeah.
But it's because I believe in building things and getting to the best or to the optimal level I can be able to get. So I think in my 20s, I really made big and good financial decisions, and it was a learning process. Again, given that we did not have exposure to financial literacy, how money works, how we are supposed to invest, or the level of risk probably you can be able to bear. So I think in my 20s, I've learned a lot about that one. I'm not at 100% there. There are still some bad decisions I'm still making.
Yeah.
But I think over the years, I've known probably what to do, the level of risk to do, people to collaborate with, and much more knowing what works for me and what doesn't work.
We need to put a number in the mistake. Let's put a number on it. Ilikuwa ngapi? Ilikuwa shilingi ngapi? Ilikuwa shilingi ngapi?
Moja ama mingi? All of them.
Sema, wewe ndio unafaa kuzicompute tuambie mimi. Hivi na zilipotea hizi 3, 4, 5.
I would say what I can say is I can give a number in terms of some of the mistakes that I've done currently because
Yeah.
I've tried different things in different industry.
Yeah.
From now entertainment to if I'm allowed to say this one, to alcohol businesses, to
This is YouTube.
some.
You're allowed to say whatever you
Yeah,
want.
sure. Oh, okay. So I'm free to say.
Yeah.
So I've tried agriculture. I've tried all kind of businesses, and I can say cumulatively, uh, roughly in between 3 to 5
Okay.
in terms of losses. I can say good losses. They are all on a
How are
learning curve.
losses good, Ngash,
You
please?
learn from them.
Hey, Nganga,
But I would say
please.
the biggest one is around the liquor businesses. It's quite a volatile market. It works. It may work for you. It may never works for you. And I think when you're in business, you get these addictions of just wanting to pump in money, pumping in capital without taking account on it. Stock imepungua. Ni angapi mnataka? Tuongeze.
Eh.
I have 80K here. I have 100K. Leteni. Doesn't come.
Bora uko na stock.
Yes. But you see the shop is moving around.
Yeah.
And I've been very happy with my wife. She's been very supportive in that business. We have tried to work it out. We have learned from our mistake. And we are willing to make another mistake around the same. And do
Willing to
another
make
round of,
another mistake.
Yeah, now we would have learned much more from it.
Okay.
Now we now have better structure, way of tracking our money, our revenues, what our profits looks like. And I think one key takeaways from all the mistakes I've done is not that we did not have an idea how it's supposed to work from A to Z, but it's been much more of how do you scale this?
Okay.
Yes.
I think even you as a person who's worked in marketing and digital, kwa scaling ndio shughuli.
Yes, that's
We'll
where
do
the
all the strategies, we'll do photos, we'll do a lot.
Yes.
Kwa scaling ndio mambo.
No, I think that's the biggest challenge that we're having across the country now, from family, businesses, politics. I think it's something we really need to have a very deep conversations around it. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I like to hear the mistakes because sometimes it also gives me tips like, hey, ufanye hivi, ufanye hivi.
Yes.
But even more so, I like the courage you're saying. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to try this far because with the mistakes you learn.
Yeah, sure.
I love that. It's a lot of grace to do that. What is the one mistake Kenyans shouldn't do moving forward?
Quite a number of them. But I think particularly the number one mistake I would not want us to repeat is to ever be quiet again.
No quietness.
No quietness. We need to call things the way they are. We need to call out things. Yes, I think it's having quite an effect on how things are now being executed. When we go to the streets, something happens. When you say something is not working, somebody somewhere get
busy.
They get busy.
They
with
wake
making it. It's a kind of a wake up call. So I think that's a mistake we should never ever repeat. Keeping quiet ever again.
No silence.
Yes.
Ingine.
I would say number 2 would be about the kind of people we chose to become our leaders.
Okay.
I think this week our party leaders, who we know, it's the man from Wamunyoro mentioned about the kind of the caliber of leaders that you are choosing.
Yes.
They are based on emotions. An orphan, mtoto wa single mother, amepitia hii, amefanya vile.
Sympathy stories.
Yes, so such kind
Akukusela.
Exactly.
Which is not
Nilianza
bad.
biashara ya mayai. And then we go and vote people based on that euphoria. We need to come out of that kind of voting behavior or patterns. So we really need to be intentional. We really need to hold conversations with the people we are voting for. And I think, and I'm very blessed to be in a constituency where we're having those on WhatsApp group, where we have even corporate people, farmers, business leaders, mama boggers, asking the tough questions for the aspirants who are coming in for 2027. So we have started to build up the structure, and I would wish every part of the Kenya, as much as politics matters, we really need to have people who, once given the task, can know how the system works from top to bottom and actually deliver on the value that we promise people every 5 years.
Okay, man. I am very, very excited for the people of Nyathuna.
Yes.
His name is D. Ngash.
Yeah, sure.
Lakini pale kwa ballot box.
Ni Morris Kinyati Nganga.
Why is D? Who is this D?
D.
Eh,
That's still my
Ngash.
name. Dennis is my
Ah,
name. I'm called Dennis,
eh,
so I actually abbreviated it to D.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's because now unajua pale tukienda kuweka tik tunafaa kujua
Uh,
tutakuta mtu mwingine
so actually
tuanze
watu wa kwetu
kushtuka.
wanaweza fikiria I'm called Dennis. You know, even my mom is called what Dennis. So
Now you see, you're
question
putting Morris here, Dennis here, you're confusing us. Unaona?
you get it. So long as you see Kinyati Nganga,
Eh,
nitavaa
ujue ni
shati na itakuwa na kala yenye utaisahau.
aya,
Yeah.
mwangalie hiyo shati vizuri
Yes.
na mweke
Acha iko
mweke
attached.
ni x kama hatafanya venye anafaa kufanya mweke x. But anyway, I am really encouraging more people to join in as young people joining into parliament and into governance. That's what we want.
Yeah, sure.
I'm super excited to see what you're going to be doing.
Uh-huh.
But I want you to leave us with, one great thing that D Ngash always lives by.
I think my life and how it's going, like where I've come from and where I believe I'm going.
Yeah.
I think I've narrowed everything down to people.
People.
The people we have. It's not by mistake. I'm Kenyan. I'm born a Kikuyu.
Yeah.
I'm brought up in Kabete. I'm probably a Chinese, Indian, or somewhere else, but I think by God's purpose, by divine nature, I'm a Kenyan.
Yeah.
Brought in here at this time in history. I think we really need to go back to who we are as a people, what triggers us, what makes us happy, what moves us ahead. And that's the conversation I'm having with everybody whenever I meet them. I want to know them beyond the job, beyond the task that they're doing. Who is Kate?
I love that. Before we start that podcast of Who is Kate?
Yes, who is Kate? Without the titles,
Yeah.
without the accolade that she may have, who would Kate define herself as? And that's the conversation I want people to have with me. So whether you're a Buddha guy, I want to know what are your goals, what's your purpose, where do you feel you need to be in the next 10 years? How do you see your retirement looking like? How do you see your family coming in as? And once you establish that, then you are able to now draw back to go back to the strategy that you want for these people. So I'm having a very simple principle.
Yeah.
Number one is to listen to the people, who they are, what they do. Then is to segment them, whether you're a woman, a business person, a young lady, whoever you are.
Yeah.
Then now target them with the interest that they have. Do they want technology? Do they want better business licenses? Do they want maybe Magi? Do they want security and such kind of things?
Yeah.
So once you segment everybody's to their needs, now you can be able to offer customized value.
I love that.
Yes.
A marketing guru,
Yes.
a digital guru, and now turning into a politician. CEO of Niko Digital says the one word you have to remember is the people.
Yes.
The people, the people, the people. From me here on the POV podcast, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. And